This is the only Pacific Northwest race for the Xfinity Series for NASCAR. And I also wanted to ask you, going into this, it's a lot of endurance behind the wheel. How are you really channeling that for this race tomorrow?
We have the OSAA 6A Boys and Girls State Championships broadcasting live from the Childs Center. And if you missed it, don't worry, we've got covered. Now, starting with the boys, we've got Jesuit taking on Barlow. This was a real back-and-forth game all the way through. But check out this putback dunk from Barlow go-to Braden Barron, teed up by Madden Cummings.
Kyle, you are tied for the most power play assists at 3 on the season. How do you capitalize on the opposing team having somebody in the penalty box?
Now, first half, first play from the scrimmage for Lake O, and QB Hudson Curland rolls out and hits Presley DeLance for a 65-yard touchdown. Look at that man. Run.
He out of here.
Go up 7-0. You're headlining the inductees for the 2025 class of the University of Oregon Athletics Hall of Fame with your former Ducks center Hronis Grasu. How does it feel to share this honor with a teammate you continue to share a bond with?
He's my best friend.
It's kicking off Black Friday. We've got the top 2 seeds in 6A squaring off in Westland and Lake Oswego. The Lions are looking to avenge their lone loss of the season when they fell to the Lakers 21-17 back on October 18th. But Westland has gone 4-0 since, averaging 49 points per game in that span.
Hey, I'm here in front of the Veterans Memorial Coliseum where the Winterhawks home opener is just a few days away, and we're getting a sneak peek as to the renovations that are happening inside the Glass Palace. Surratt, I want to go into a little bit more. He has 31 receptions on the season for 412 yards and 6 touchdowns. He has a touchdown in 3 of 5 of the Hoosier games. Can you talk about kind of the dominance that Surratt and Omar Cooper, being kind of both on the rushing side and the receiving side, really bring to this Hoosiers offense? You also mentioned something that I want to get into, and that is just the sheer amount of lived experience across the pond for several different players here. We've got a Slovenian influence, we've got Australian, we have Finland. There are so many different folks. You are one of the very few American players really traditionally on this Oregon State squad. How has that blending of cultures been, not only on the court, but in the locker room? The Blue Devil transfer coming in to the orange and black, that is quarterback Malik Murphy. He was named the starter for the Beavers in their home opener and season opener against the Cal Bears. Now, I wanted to ask, he's a preseason nod for the Golden Arm Award. He's a preseason nod for the Davey O'Brien Quarterback Award. There is a lot of hype coming in around Malik Murphy into the program. Even Justin Wilcox, the coach for Cal, had plenty of great things to say, said he might be the toughest quarterback that the Bears will go against this season.
Marcus also shared that he and left guard Nishad Strother have worked out together in preparation for this draft process. Of course, Marcus Harper II working out in Tennessee right now with a O-line development crew. Though he usually sits around a playing weight of 306 to 307 pounds, Harper shared with me that he's put on muscle to be able to show teams that he can play at a heavier composition if need be. You know, he also said that playing at a lower weight was an advantage going against the big bully types in the Big Ten during the 2024 season. So something interesting, a little bit of insight behind what's going on from the transition from Pac-12 to Big Ten.
I like what he's just true to himself, though, too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A real media personality.
Totally, yeah. Said, keep being me. That's what I got to do.
100%.
Just keep being me.
Keep being me. And that night when I interviewed him, I was like, hey, who are you talking to right now? And he's like, well, you know, I'm talking to Josh Connerly Jr. and Nishad's coming in tonight. We're hanging out tonight. So it's good to know that that whole offensive line is really a very cohesive, very tight-knit group, even going into the draft. It's cool to see.
And it was an uphill battle as they had to go at things without some star power. I mean, there was no Decorian Moore, top runner on the season. No Kenyon Sadiq. They were also missing starting tackle Alex Harkey. So a lot of losses on that front. And on top of all that, the elements wouldn't help either, as most of this game was played in the worst rain. I mean, the photo says it all. So let's roll it back with the highlights from Kinnick Stadium. Weather, of course, you're seeing a huge factor here as Iowa commits a safety early, resulting in the Hawkeyes' only penalty of the game with illegal batting. The early in this one also had another duck down. This time it was wide receiver Gary Bryant Jr., who left the game with an apparent foot injury. Now you're seeing him leave the field now. Early second quarter, Ducks in the red zone as the rain is pouring. De'Aaron Hill Jr. gets the handoff from Dante Moore, and he's not going to be denied. That is Hill's 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Oregon taking a 9-zip lead after the extra point is good. And the passing game working for Iowa here in the second after only having 3 yards passing first quarter. First and goal, Mark Gronowski connecting to DJ Von Nama. We're heading and looking at a 9-7 Ducks lead midway through the second. But Oregon with a 12-7 halftime lead. We're heading straight to the final 2 minutes of this game. You just saw 4th and goal for the Hawkeyes. Gronowski stepping up, running it in. The biggest play of the day for Iowa, a 12-play, 93-yard drive for the Hawkeyes. After a failed 2-point conversion, Iowa leading 16-15. And yes, it came down to a 39-yard field goal attempt from Atticus Sappington, the Oregon State transfer. And what a day for Atticus. Earlier in this one, he had his longest attempt of the season at 46 yards.
Saturday, ESPN's College Game Day is headed to Eugene, Oregon to cover the number 3 Oregon Ducks versus the number 7 Indiana Hoosiers. And guess what? I am tired of seeing the same game day signs over and over. So that's why I decided to come up with a few ideas to get you started for Saturday. The first sign is for Duck fans, and it says Indiana is so irrelevant their mascot took a 60-year break. That's because the Hoosier Bison has been missing from the Hoosier program since the 1970s and was reintroduced to the school in 2025. This next sign is for Hoosier fans, saying Oregon's Penn State win was ruined, go Hoosiers, referencing Oregon's 30-24 whiteout road win against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, the week later, the Nittany Lions lost to the UCLA Bruins on the road, 42-37, and it was the Bruins' first win of the season. They were 0-4, and it dropped the Nittany Lions out of the ranks entirely. Now, this next sign for Duck fans is a little bit of an inside reference. When Indiana's current head coach, Curt Cignetti, was brought in, he was originally an assistant coach with the Alabama Crimson Tide. He was asked what kind of culture he would bring to Indiana. He said, "I win, Google me." Now, this sign has Cignetti's iconic phrase mixed with the Oregon Ducks' relationship with Nike, saying, "Cignetti Googles it, Ducks just do it." This next sign for Indiana fans is also a little bit of a deep cut. In 1967, when Autzen Stadium was constructed, it was built on an artificial landfill in order to not have ramps and speed up construction time to just 9 months. That's why this sign says, Autzen Stadium was built on trash. Next sign for Duck fans is a play on the Hoosiers' colors. Indiana's favorite ice cream is crimson and getting creamed Skoducks. Last one for Hoosier fans is a reference to Dante Moore, quarterback for the Ducks, and to Corian Moore, wide receiver for the Ducks. More money, more problems. Pretty simple. If you use one of my ideas or want to follow me for more art, sports, and lifestyle, go to @AllieSOsborne on Instagram, X, and TikTok, and I'll see you at game day.